Okay, let's dive right in. Invasion season three. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Um, I just wanted to say it's been 2 years now since, that big finale of season two. And, with season one and season two, you've created such an elaborate world now,
Mm.
kind of with such a natural progression of suspense and, world building and scales of threats with these aliens. How, as a writer and a creator, did you manage not to get caught up in the world you've manifested on screen whilst also maintaining the quality of the two previous seasons?
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. Appreciate it.
It's okay.
I think that the North Star for me on this show has actually not been the aliens, it's been the characters.
Yes.
And so I think that luckily, as we've been making the show, we've gotten more and more resources to build more and more visual effects and cool action. And certainly this season has bigger visual effects, bigger action than we've done in the previous season, significantly. And a more propulsive plot because all of the characters come together for the first time and they're on a singular mission. And
Yeah.
they're taking the action to the aliens as opposed to just trying to survive. But it's always been, when you talk about quality, which I really appreciate, for me, quality is about writing.
Yeah.
And it has
Absolutely.
always been how to best tell this story through the perspective of these characters and how to make
Yes.
audiences really relate to and care about these characters. And
Yes.
that was for me what was so exciting about working in television is that I would have the time to really let these characters breathe and to live with these characters and to go deep with these characters, which you don't
Yeah.
get to do necessarily in a 2-hour movie. Um, and so, yeah, I think this season is hopefully the most exciting, but also maybe the most interesting season because these characters that you've lived with now for almost 20 hours are coming together in
Yes.
ways that, will be surprising.
Yes. And as you just said, it kind of leads beautifully on about the importance and the significance of the characters. In the opening episode of season three, I think we get quite a fundamental message of invasion conveyed across very strongly, which is the fact that our connection as human beings is just as strong and, encompassing and complex as our connection with these aliens.
Mm.
Did your decision to kind of veer off into these like unlikely alliances and these dynamic duos that we see across season two, did that come naturally to you, or was that something that you really wanted to push with this third season?
It was something I wanted to push with some season. I wasn't sure if that was going to be season 2 or season 3. I knew that I wanted
Yeah.
to start with parallel stories and then eventually have
Yeah.
them converge. Um,
Oh, sorry.
and there was a tiny bit of it in season 2 overlapping, and this season's the one where they really sort of collide with each other, converge, and have to form a team. So yeah, it was about unexpected pairings and
Yes.
unexpected relationships between
Yes.
characters people know. Whoa. Yep. Oh, okay. She's gone.
Can't apologize enough. I'm
Hmm.
in a theater and
No
the
worries.
tannoy is very loud.
No worries.
Um, so as you were saying, the importance of these unlikely connections with one another.
Yeah, that's
Um,
really what this season is about. It's about the surprise and the, in some ways, suspense of whether or
yeah.
not these people can come together.
Yeah, I think also as a final question, um, Invasion has always been quite a tech-heavy show, and that kind of is such a contrast to the authenticity of the human connection that we see throughout Invasion. How, as a writer, did you balance these, very tech-heavy plot lines with, the military-grade tech and also, the aliens themselves? But then you've also got characters like Travante and Mitski who are very paranoid about that. How
Mm.
did you balance sort of writing these tech-heavy plot lines in such a, ever-changing digital landscape as today?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the challenge of science fiction, and when it's done well, and my favorite science fiction is how do you project a little bit into the future, and in some cases a lot into the future, obviously, without getting dated quickly. And you know, I think it's just about using your imagination. And for me, also, I've read so much science fiction and I've seen so much science fiction, and I'm also really interested in science, not just science fiction.
Yeah.
It helped me with The Martian, obviously, but it also has helped me with everything that I've worked on. And when I look at my favorite movies and I look at the tech of, like, something like Star Trek, or the sort of lo-fi tech of Star Wars, or the Terminator, or back to, like, all of it feels somehow like it's bespoke enough that it's
Yes.
going to be like our world, but it's not going to actually be our world.
Yeah.
Um, and they survive. I mean, you can watch Blade Runner right now, and it still feels like the future, even though literally we
Yeah,
are past the
absolutely.
date in which it was meant to take place.